You already know what it is. It's your boy Black Caesar, aka Caesar Alamo, tuning in right now to your sixth episode of Ignorant Banter. We live.
What's up, everybody? You know what it is. It's your boy Crazy P, aka Fried Everything, Fried Pork, Fried Cereal. Let's get it. Episode 6, we live.
Cheers.
You.
First up, we're gonna talk about whose man's is this?
Whose man's is this?
Whose man's is this, bruh?
I don't know. Go ahead.
All right. First person that we're gonna talk about is Safari Samuels. If you don't know who that is, that's Nicki Minaj's ex. Probably co-wrote a lot of her old shit. Probably is Nicki Minaj's old ghostwriter. Rumor has it, and I kind of believe it. If you've heard a lot of Nicki Minaj's new shit, trash, basura.
Trash. Basura.
That shit is terrible, bro. Either way. So, this dude was at this DJ Khaled event, and then he was just hanging out on the curb, chilling, and then Meek Mills pulls out of a car. Next thing you know, like, he just starts getting jumped, just getting punched out of nowhere. And then that's not even why he's getting whose man's is this. I mean, I understand, like, you just minding your own business and you get attacked. That's good. That's what's up. I mean, it happens. Could happen. Either way, he's hanging out, gets attacked, and then his homeboy tries and goes and help him out. And out of nowhere, his homeboy just started getting the shit beat out of him. So that he comes off of Safari Samuels, falls on this dude. 3 niggas jumping this man, wearing all white. Now he on the floor getting kicked and shit. And you just see Safari on the sideline like, damn, I don't know what to do. Like, bro, what the fuck you mean, bro? Whose man's is this? You see your man's getting jumped and you just gonna stand there like just looking at him after you just saved your ass, bro. Safari. And then you had the nerve to like get in the car, get into his Rolls Royce, make a video talking about Meek Mill's a bitch, blah, 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 blah. Bruh, you the bitch, nigga. You let your man get jumped for no reason, bruh.
yo, my thing is, did Meek Mill throw hands though? Because like after he got the car,
Meek
I
Mills
didn't
didn't
see
do
him.
shit.
I didn't see him at all.
Right. Meek Mills didn't even know what was going on. Meek Mills was like, what? So y'all niggas just attacking? Like, oh, that's what we doing right now? Meek Mills was as shocked as anyone else. Like, if you pause the video and look at Meek Mill's face, which I don't know if it's Meek Mill or Meek Mills. No, I don't think he even knows. But either way, like, when you look at the video, Meek Mill's a shocked, bro. He's like, yo, what the fuck is going on, bro? I don't know what's happening, but I like it. I think that's what was happening.
But in the beginning, like when the car pulls up and you see Meek Mill's face, and he was like, "What's up, cuz?" or something like that, and he looked like he was about to fight. You didn't see his face?
Nah,
Like,
I just saw him smiling a little. Like he had like a little bit of a smirk, like when he saw Safari get attacked. But he looked like he was caught off guard from what I saw.
oh, because usually, like when you have that smirk, it means you're ready to go battle. That's what I thought, but I didn't. I'm like, yo, Meek Mill. I didn't see him at all after that. I'm like, he didn't throw one punch. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Well, then he had this video where he was like, "Yeah, I'm a don. I don't fight. I'm a boss." Um,
a Don.
a don.
Don of what?
Don.
Philadelphia? Fuck out of here.
Not even, bruh. Don of L's. That's what he's the don
Yeah.
of. The don of losing a Drake. Twitter fingers. The don of Twitter. Anyways, yeah, he had this video. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a don. I don't fight. My hitters handle that. All that shit." But I think in a one-on-one, I don't know who'd win, but I don't think Meek Mills would win. I wouldn't put my money on him.
But Safari ran though, so I feel like he's got like a bitch ass nigga in him. You know what I mean? Cause he took off, bro. He was like far away too. Like
Yeah,
just look,
that nigga ran, bro.
he went fast. I was like, yo, where'd he go? And then he's just like looking over, and he's just like way out there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that nigga cleared it. He disappeared. But here's my thing. Like, I don't mind that he ran because it was 3-on-1 and then they snuck up on him out of nowhere. There was like no warning. It was just popped off on sight. That's okay. You start getting hit, whatever. You might kind of run to stand your ground or just to kind of figure out what's going on and not stay there and take the beating. That's fine. But your homeboy that jumped in and helped you out, and you see his ass, his crisp ass white t-shirt getting stomped on by 3 big ass niggas, and you just gonna stand over there like with your hands in the air and not say shit and just not even come over and help out your homeboy. That's the fucked up part. and that's why he's getting whose man's is this.
Yo, if that ever happens to me and my niggas run, bro, I'm gonna fight my niggas too. Like I'm gonna
Right,
fight y'all the same. Like right then and
right.
there, I'm gonna fight everybody that ran,
Everybody
bro.
getting hands, right?
Everybody getting hit. Everybody getting hit, bro.
Everybody getting these
Everybody
hands.
getting hit. But yo, so hold on. So was he famous because of Nicki Minaj, or was he
Yeah.
for? Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, because he was like in the industry and shit, but he started dating Nicki Minaj, and then he really blew up with Nicki Minaj because he was her manager,
Okay.
ghostwriter is what I believe. Because I don't know, Nicki Minaj has been writing like she been rhyming like spaghetti sauce with spaghetti sauce, Aretha with Aretha. She be rhyming the same word like she did like a clever wordplay, but she didn't.
Strap.
And it just be the dumbest shit ever since he left. So I think that's what happened.
Well, that's crazy.
But
All
either
right.
way, he deserves this L. Whose man's is this goes to Safari?
I agree. Mine, whose man's is this, goes to a Taco Bell standoff, which I saw on World Star. I don't know if you guys seen it, but there's a video on there of two cars trying to go through the drive-through, and I guess one other person cut the other, and then like they're just going at it, and they're not moving, and there's people behind them, and so they're just literally arguing like 12-year-olds about who's gonna move first over this Taco Bell, and I'm like, yo, it's not that serious, cause my nigga, it's Taco Bell. It's literally trash food.
It's trash. You're
Unless you
arguing over
drunk,
trash.
yeah, unless you drunk at 2 in the morning, and you need some Taco Bell, there's nowhere to be at this place before that. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was funny as shit. I'm like, this shit's not that good. At least go to fucking, BK or some shit. Have it your way, my nigga. But whose man's is this? Oh, actually, it was two females. So whose woman's is
Whose
this?
women's is this, bro? The cops had to get called and everything.
But the funny part was the lady that was behind, and she came out several times. And he's like, "I'm trying to eat my lunch. Who's gonna move first? Y'all acting like 12-year-olds. I want to eat my lunch." I'm like, "Yo, my God! Like, lady, just go inside and eat already."
Right,
Like,
park and go inside. What the fuck? Who
yeah,
gives a fuck? It's Taco Bell. I've never eaten Taco Bell sober, and there's a reason for that.
bro, me too. It's always been after the club or some shit.
Sober
I'm
or
like,
during the day, because at night I don't see what the fuck I'm eating and I'm drunk, so I don't really like understand the consequences of Taco Bell, but I do pay it in the morning though. So that's the worst shit to argue over. If it was Chick-fil-A, maybe. Zaxby's, yes, but anything
yeah,
else, I don't know.
I could see that. Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's. Nigga, if McDonald's, I could probably see that because that shit is just good. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But
McDonald's, did you just say
yeah.
McDonald's was good?
Bro, I'm an addict, bro. I'm sorry. It's the damn Sundays, bro. And the McChicken, the McDoubles. And the large sweet tea. I can't. But Taco Bell, nah, it's not worth fighting over. You know what I mean? So whose man's is this? Whose woman's is this? I don't have y'all names, but they're on World Star. Check them out. Yeah.
I bet. So what we got up next?
Next up is our hot shit segment. Hot shit.
How shit?
Hot shit. This is good. Anything that's hot, music, TV shows, dope places, books, whatever. So let's get it. Yeah.
I bet. For me, my recommendation is Big Pink on South Beach. If you've ever been to South Beach, Florida, and you're looking for a good place to grub, and if you like chicken and waffles and like comfort food, like breakfast food, and you don't want to do IHOP or Denny's or Waffle House or the traditional shit, try Big Pink. Yo, I had egg. They have this plate that's eggs Benedict, waffles, chicken, and I think you can get fries on the side. That shit is fucking bomb. Like best top 10 meals of my life. And every time I go there, I just a tear comes out my eye because that shit is so fucking bomb. Every time. The waitress looking at me like, bro, you good? I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. So that's my recommendation for places I've visited. Dope shit. If you're ever on South Beach, try Big Pink. Thank me later. Next up is Master of None with Aziz Ansari. The second season just came out. It's pretty dope. And I think he learned from a lot of the criticism that he got for the first season, because in the first season he just kept falling in love with the same white girls, like all of them look the same. And then now he in this second season, at least for the first episode, I saw him, he had a black girl in there. And in the second episode, I think actually there's a white girl, a black girl too, that was the ex of one of his friends. So they're diversifying it, which is really good. And in the second season, takes the beginning of it takes place in Italy. So it's a really dope show. Great humor, great guy. Aziz Ansari is a really good comic, so I support everything he does.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree. I watched the first couple episodes for season one, and he is good. I like his humor. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
definitely think it's definitely a good show to watch. So
Yeah, it's like dry humor, like definitely not like mainstream humor, but it's really good dialogue too.
it's like dry Indian humor, right? Is that
Yeah.
racist? I
No,
don't know
no,
if that's
no. I mean, he's Indian and he's a comic. It's Indian humor. There you go.
okay. Okay. I just nowadays you gotta make sure you don't say the wrong
Politically
thing. You know
correct.
what I mean, yeah, I ain't trying to
Yeah.
get arrested, bro. All right. My good shit is Gallant, which is an R&B artist. I know last episode we were talking about R&B is dead, but I do believe there are a few here and there that are trying to keep it alive, although not mainstream. But Gallant is one of them, and this guy's pretty good, man. He definitely sounds like real true R&B. So if you like R&B, check this guy out on Spotify. I guess that's where I found him, and yeah, man. The song right now that he has that I like is called "Weight in Gold." And it came out last year, so
Nice.
yeah,
I gotta
that's
check
my
him out.
definitely do check him out. So that's my hot sheet for today.
Hashit.
Hot sheet. All right. Next up, next segment is Word on the Streets. This is where we talk about pop news, culture, trending news, just whatever's going on around us in the States and the world. And first segment is Black versus White Parenting. Yeah.
Ooh, we could talk about that for days. For days. There's so many
Days.
differences. I think what's really interesting about black versus white parenting is that recently with the rise of memes and social media and shit, we've seen like a rise of all black children relating, or like black grown up children now, like 20-year-olds, just relating about what it was growing up black. So it's like when your friend tells you to just ask your mom, and they're like, I can't because my mom's black. Like, it's like if your mom says no, just leave. Or like talking back to your mom, or when your mom's like, oh, you got McDonald's money, you got fast food money, like all that shit. It's really interesting to see how a lot of the things that we went through as kids, we can all relate to now. And I don't know if that's something that necessarily white kids can relate to.
Is the only difference is that black parenting is like you pretty much it's physical, and whereas white parenting is not physical. Is that the main differences here? You think?
No, not just physical, like black parents beat their kids more. I think it's more like all the common sayings too. I think black parents have a lot of common sayings, like when we go in the store, don't touch nothing.
Don't touch nothing.
Or you're
True.
not gonna keep running in and out of this house. You either in or you out. Or
Right.
make sure you come back before the street lights come on. Or if
Or get the belt.
I'm gonna give you something to cry about. That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Shit.
Oh, you want to cry? I'm gonna give you something to cry about. So yeah, a lot of the stuff that black parents say, and then just in opposition to that, like when we look at white parents, they be letting their kids just act out. So I saw this meme over the weekend, and it was a dad standing over his daughter, like his daughter's throwing a tantrum in the grocery store, and the dad standing over his daughter, just watching her with a smile on his face, like, oh, okay. And the dad's dad, so the little girl's grandpa, is standing there and watching the dad watch his daughter. Like, what?
Yo, hold on. Is there any positives or good that white parenting like does, or is it all like not?
You know what I think? I think white parenting leads to white privilege. I think that's
Damn.
we've gotten to the root of white privilege
That's
because
deep, bro. That's
yeah,
deep.
bro.
That's deep.
Like if you let a kid throw that tantrum on the floor when they're at the store, when they get older, they're gonna I don't know if y'all ever seen that Apple Care video where the lady snap and she's like, I was told by Apple Care that I would have my product, and she just snapping on the employee, bro. And just like you just feel like the world kind of owes you something, and you just feel
Right,
like you
right.
can throw a tantrum whenever you want, and the world is yours, the world is your oyster. I think that's what that leads to. But back to that father that was watching his daughter. Honestly, if I was the grandpa, I would have beat my son. I would have beat my granddaughter. I would have beat everybody.
Everybody getting beat.
Everybody getting beat in that store.
Everybody getting beat.
Lady, you looking at me? What you looking at? You getting beat too. Everybody getting beat. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? Like, how you gonna let her throw a tantrum on the floor? First of all, that floor is disgusting. I know that's even if I didn't want to like be mad about it, just the fact that you're on the floor and there's mad like just bacteria on the floor of a supermarket. That's the grossest thing. Um, yeah, like you need to get off the floor. If you want to cry, you can cry, but you're not gonna throw a tantrum. Just like do a little sniffle and get over it. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like white parents always want to be their kids' friends, like at all times. You know what I mean?
They
And
do.
there's no authority there at all. It's always like, oh, we'll just be best friends, let's be friends. Whereas black parenting, like, nigga, we ain't friends. You know what I mean? Like, get that belt. You know what it is. You fucked
Yep.
up, and let's get it. So, I think that's also one of the differences. But do you think that because you know how nowadays, if you beat your kid, black or white, well, I don't know if people who are white do that, but if you beat your kid, they'll be like, "Well, I'm gonna call 911." You know what I mean? And they'll come get you and arrest you and shit. So do you think that's affecting how black people parent their kids since they're not able to like get a switch anymore, get a belt and hit them anymore? You know what I mean? Because everything now is like abuse. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um,
And there's cases of abuse. Like there's cases where parents are just taking it overboard and just like abusing their kids and beating them really bad. And in those cases, you should call Department of Children's Services. You should call 911. But for the most part, like if you see a kid acting up and the mom just pats him on the back, just like gives him a love tap or whatever, don't just go on your phone and snitch and call 911. Like chill the fuck out, mind your own business, don't worry about it. But if it's extreme and you see bruises, then I like it's being taken overboard. But otherwise, and I don't think it's affecting how parents discipline their kids, because I think disciplining your kids should be private anyways. Like you shouldn't pull out a belt in the middle of the grocery store. Like I was exaggerating a little bit earlier. Like if your kid's acting up and if you're a really good parent, all you got to do is give them that look, because they know it's on and popping when they get home. So that's all you got to do.
in the case of abuse, in that case, I got abused, bro, because you talking about marks and shit. I feel like, I mean, maybe it's because I'm from the islands and in Haiti, like, there is no, cops or 911. So I'm like, yo, I got beat the shit out of me. You know what I mean? So, and I'm here now, and I feel like that was part of, me not being on the streets. You know what I mean? So, um, I'm not saying to abuse your kids, but I mean, you can't be too scared to like live a little mark here and there, nigga, because it'll be fine. You know what I mean? So
Even if you don't beat your kids, like even if you can just look at your kids and they know what time it is, just having some type of control over your kids. You can't just
right.
let your kids just wild out in the stores and wild out all the time. And then they get older and they're like, fuck you, mom, fuck you, dad. And then you can't say shit because it's been 15 to 16 years of you letting them get away with shit. So now they're not scared of you and it's pretty late. So I just think you got to have like some kind of like control, some kind of leverage over your kids, because you deserve that respect. Because ain't no way some kid gonna be in my house eating up my food, using up my electricity, running up my bills, and then for you to be like just running around like you running the house. Nah, bro, that's not going down. That is not happening.
Yeah, you gotta do it quick, cause like when they get a certain age, it's fucking impossible to
It
get them
is.
straight. So
It is. But I think a
yo,
mixture of white and black parenting should be good, because sometimes black parents do take it overboard, and then white parents most of the time be like too lax. So just a mixture. Like you don't gotta beat your kids all the time, but then you don't gotta let them throw a tantrum, roll around on the floor, cuss you the fuck out, and do all that shit. Like I'll never forget this episode of it was either Maury or Jerry Springer or it might have been Dr. Phil, where
That's a big difference, yo. From Jerry to Dr. Phil.
right. I know it was some messy shit. Either way,
Yeah.
um, the mom. Oh yeah, so the mom had like this kid that was wild disrespectful. So she went on the show with the kid, and the kid was talking, and the mom said something, and the kid just smacked the shit out of her ass, and he was like, "Shut up, I'm not done yet."
Damn.
And I always think of that when I see bad kids, and that's what I think of when I think of white parenting.
Do you think a timeout to work, or do you think they're worthless? Like when
Timeouts work sometimes. When they work sometimes because sometimes like kids be wilding out and they need to like just take a second to chill out. Like just being isolated from other kids just for them to just kind of reflect on their actions and shit. Yeah, that's good. But sometimes like if you have a son and he steals a phone, you're not gonna put him in timeout. Like, I'm not,
timeout.
right. Like, okay, go to your room. Like what? Some shit. I think each action deserves an appropriate reaction. Like whereas black parents just be too ready to beat their kids and white parents just be giving their kids timeout. I think there's a combination of both. Like some shit you talk to your kid, you're like, all right, what you did was wrong. This is why it was wrong. This and this and that. Some other shit, like some shit needs like the Cosby approach. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all talk, you talk it out. You have like both parents talk it out, whatever. Some other shit, time out, depending on the age. Some other shit is straight up belt. Like just ain't no talking, bro. You getting lit up.
But I feel like timeouts don't work though, cause like if I do something bad and I get timeout, I'm like, all right, good, I'm gonna get timeout. And then guess what?
Yeah,
I'm
like you
like,
got
next
away with
time,
it.
yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna do it again, cause I know what's gonna happen is, nigga, I'm gonna get timeout. So I think you just gotta beat their ass early, bruh, and get that shit done with. So next time, be like, I ain't trying to get my ass beat again. So
Right.
I ain't doing that shit no more. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you get them to respect you when they're younger so that like when they grow up till this day I feel like my mom could just look at me and I'll be like, oh shit. I'm
Shit.
transported back in time and I'm like, oh my god.
Yo, what was the worst beating you ever gotten, like at all, ever?
One of my worst beatings was when they had sent a report back home for my parents to sign, and I didn't want to show my parents that the report. It was either like a disciplinary report because I was acting up or I had bad grades, some shit. But my parents had to sign it, and yeah, so I just forged her signature and sent it back to my teacher. My teacher just took one look at it. She's like, "Did you sign this?" And I was like scared shitless. I was like, "No." And she's like, all right, we about to find out. So she called my parents, and then yeah, that was one of the worst beatings in my life.
Damn. I
What
think
about
mine was
you?
when I was back when I was in Haiti. I did some shit at school. I don't remember what I did, but over there, what they used to beat you is not a belt. It's like animal skin that they tie up together or whatever. It's a whip, pretty much.
Jesus.
And so, yeah, bro, it's just
Django.
this is like, yo, it's like a Django Haitian style, bro. So
Haitian
anyway,
Django.
Haitian Django, bro. So I'm getting my ass lit up with this fucking whip, bro. And then, someone else comes, I guess, from outside, came to see my aunt, and she just walks in and she's like, "Mercy, mercy, mercy, bro, mercy, bro, give him mercy." Show him mercy, bro. And like that's how it was able to like, I didn't get a lot more because she came through and was like begging for him to stop, bro. So shit is rough out there, man. But you know what though? I think that if I never got beat like that, I'd probably be doing some dumb shit right now. I ain't gonna lie. So I think it kind of worked on me. So, but we're in America, so every place is different. As long as your kid is able to become a good member of society, you know what I mean, do what you gotta do. So,
Yeah, whatever works for you. I mean, if letting your kid roll on the ground means they're gonna be successful, I mean that's what you got to do. But I wish there was data to prove the way parenting equals to a kid's success.
oh, true, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. But I can definitely see the white privilege argument there. You know what I mean? Because if
Right.
it is feeling entitlement, bro, like you can, and they're already white too. That's like a double. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, everything's for me. This is my world. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Right.
So step aside, niggas. This is my world. Shit.
White privilege coming through.
White privilege coming through, bro. So that's crazy, man. That's crazy. All right, we done with this?
Yep. I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah, just beat your kids. All right. If you don't, you're a bad parent. So let's
Yep.
move on. Next segment is are black immigrants more successful than African Americans in this country? And when we say black immigrants, we mean people who come from like Haiti, Jamaica, Costa Rica, or whatever. So I've heard this a lot recently, all over the web and all that kind of stuff. So, what do you think, Caesar?
I think I think there's a large population of black immigrants that when they come over here, they know they didn't come over here for no reason. And the parents remind their kids of that. Like being a first generation kid of an immigrant parent, like whether you're black or not, but especially if you're black, you just have to work twice as hard, and you probably hear that all the time. Like you have to work twice as hard. You're gonna get a scholarship either through sports or through being very smart. And then there's a very famous I didn't come all the way from insert country for you to come over here and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of pressure on immigrant students. And I saw this data that said that 17% of all Nigerians in the U.S. hold a master's degree.
Scams,
4%.
scams. They're scamming, bro. We gotta fact check that shit because it's probably a scam, dog. Niggas are scamming these grades, but continue. Bro. My bad.
Yo, real shit, real shit. 4% hold a doctorate and 37% have a bachelor's degree. So in comparison, only 8% of the white population has a master's degree, and only 1% holds a doctorate, and 19% has a bachelor's degree. So let's compare it. So 37% of Nigerians in the U.S. have a bachelor's degree, and when we look at white people, only 8% of them have a master's degree, bro.
It's black privilege.
Black privilege. That's what it is. These Nigerians are out here just being doctors,
Bruh, they're working, man.
engineers.
Scam artists, doctors, bruh, whatever it takes to succeed, bro.
Either
They're
way,
making it
they
happen,
gonna get
dog.
this money. They gonna get
Right?
this money.
They gonna get this money, bro. So-
If you get scammed by a Nigerian, don't feel bad. It's probably going towards their medical school.
Yo,
It's
damn,
going towards
bro.
a master's degree or something.
That's crazy, but yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I think I agree. I feel like people who come from other countries, people of color, they're more hungry because those countries are like crazy poor.
Right.
In comparison to the United States. So they're like, yo, we can have light. Like there's lights now. Like there's water every day. Like
Right,
yo,
right. Everything's
we
a
gotta
privilege.
make this shit
Right.
happen, bro. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We got a
Yeah.
bet now. Like shit.
And
So
they probably know like relatives or friends back home who don't have the same opportunity as they do. So that's why they probably working twice as hard, because they feel like they need to make the best out of the opportunities that they're given.
yeah, I definitely agree. So I definitely think like having to learn a new culture, a new language, it just makes you appreciate like where you come from and succeed, like whatever it takes.
Yeah, and just
So,
being the child of immigrants, like immigrants don't give their kids the option of doing anything else but something that's going to be successful. So you either want to be doctor, lawyer, or engineer, right? So it's like, oh, I want a degree in arts and liberal arts. Nigerian parents, any African parents, any Caribbean parents gonna be like, what the
the
fuck
fuck is that?
I've never heard of it. I don't want to know about it. You gonna be a doctor, an engineer, or a lawyer. I don't give a damn. Like,
That's true.
yeah, because we don't have. I mean, we don't have like that cushion. You don't have like kids will have trust funds where they go. For example, my roommate, who was white, he had a trust fund ever since, even before he was born. His grandpa was putting money into his trust fund. So by the time he got to college, he had like a $2,000 a semester meal plan, and his everything was already paid for. His books were already paid for, and like and I was like the opposite. I was struggling. My parents don't really know much about the American educational system. Like they both got their degrees, but they didn't do like the on campus experience. So it was just really difficult for me to like really adjust to like campus life, adjust the economics of it, just like seeing myself eating ramen noodles and my roommate has a plan that his grandpa already paid for way before he was born. I'm like, God damn, well, will I ever catch up? Like,
Damn.
so that's why I mean I couldn't risk just doing a liberal arts degree or
Right.
like, oh, I want to study acting or just fashion or just some shit that I wasn't sure was gonna pay off at the end.
Yeah, I mean, and this whole question, I'm not sure that are black immigrants more successful, or is it more of a spotlight on them because they're immigrants? So first generation immigrants are usually in the magazines, or you know what I mean, on the newspaper or whatever. So I'm pretty sure they are adequate, or just as much African Americans who are getting masters and bachelors. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's just the fact that, like you said, people who come from different countries are not. They don't have a backup plan. This is a new thing to them, and they have so much luxuries now that they didn't have, in their home country, that they're just hungry for success. So,
But do you think the expectation's the same? Do you think the expectation in the African American community is for you to be doctor, lawyer, engineer, or do you think that's something that's mainly an immigrant, like black immigrant? I mean, all immigrants, but we're talking about black immigrant families.
yeah, I feel like it's more of a black immigrant thing. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
feel like if you're born here, and you're black, you probably, like you can go be something else. Like that's not a thing in y'all's culture. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think it's definitely a black immigrant thing for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That's expectation.
So yeah, man, that's true. That's true. Shit. Any thoughts on this? Any more thoughts on this?
No, I think we brought up some really good points about this. Just like the expectations that black immigrant parents have, the difference between black immigrants versus African Americans. Shout out to Nigerians. This is the second time we're mentioning
Bro,
Nigerians.
that's crazy.
In
Nigerians
two
taking over
separate
the world,
lanes.
bro.
Yo,
Nigerians taking
Nigeria is
over
the
the
future,
world.
bro. The
That's the
future.
title of this episode. Yo, but you know what though? This brings a good point. Okay, so you know how in a black immigrant household you have to be an engineer, a lawyer, or a doctor, right? I think
Right.
those are the three. But like, what about the kids, right, from that background who are
Skillers?
no
Oh, okay.
who are hungry for like to be an entertainer or to be like a journalist, you know what I mean, to do news or to like do stuff that's not engineer or lawyer or doctor, but they're not allowed to do that shit, right? So they go and do this for their parents, whereas they might be a good at drawing and could be a good artist, you know what I mean? So I think that's also a problem. It's a small problem to have, but I mean, if your kid is really good at doing something in the art industry, or whether it be entertainment industry, a good writer, that's not a bad thing to pursue. But I think we need to teach our parents that, hey, like, you can be a successful writer, you can be a successful designer or whatever,
Or
or
actor, right. Whatever
actor,
you want to
you know what I
do.
mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's also a thing I want to like say, man. Like, cause like I know when I was young, I didn't have that option. You know what I mean? And I could have been on stage and doing plays and shit like that. So, but I only knew those three things. That was the, you don't do that shit, then you're not part of the family anymore, almost type
Yep.
shit.
Disowned.
So I think it's time for us to like say, hey, if your kids have potential in other industries, that's not engineer, lawyer, doctor, it's not a bad thing to encourage them to say, hey, if you want to be an actor and you're good at it, go ahead and pursue that. So
Do what you love. Do
what you
what
love,
you love.
exactly, what you
Yep.
love. So facts. All right, that's it for me on this one. Our next topic is McGregor versus Mayweather. They have secured a fight. I believe it's in August. I'm not too sure
Yeah,
when
it's end of
the
August.
yeah, end of August. So who do you have?
Bruh, anybody who bets on McGregor is a fucking idiot. That's what I gotta say. There's no way you can expect McGregor. I mean, yeah, he's good in his own field, but he's stepping into Mayweather's realm. He's stepping into Mayweather's territory. And I get that they're both assholes and they love to brag, but I mean, at the end of the day, Mayweather has a really good reason to brag when it comes to boxing. Like McGregor, if he's losing in the ring or if he's losing when he's fighting, he can throw some kicks. He can like grapple. He can do whatever else he wants. But when he starts getting them hands from Mayweather, bro, and you can't throw a kick, and you're just gonna have to sit there and take it like your name's Safari, bro. You just gonna have to take this. And everybody who's betting on McGregor gonna have to take this. Also, just letting y'all know, if you want to put money on McGregor, I encourage it because I will gladly take your money, but my money will be on Mayweather. What are your thoughts, CP?
Do you think this is like a black versus white, fight almost? If you think about it, because no, because McGregor he likes to talk shit, right?
Yeah.
And there's a video of him talking shit to another, I guess, opponent, and he was like, "Yeah, if this was back in the day in the whatever 1800s, we'll just go to your country and take it over and make y'all slaves or whatever." He said. Yeah, I have to.
I can't wait until you get his ass kicked.
I have to find it. Yeah. He was like, if this was this era, we would just go over there and just take over y'all shit. So yeah, man, I feel like Floyd Mayweather has to win the fight, and he probably will, because this is a boxing fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would love to have seen a boxing match and an MMA fight. You know what I mean? So do one in Floyd's realm, and then do one in McGregor's realm, and then
true. But then they need to have a tiebreaker, because I feel like Mayweather would win the boxing, and then McGregor would win the other one.
And the third one would be slap boxing, bro. Straight slap boxing, nigga. Let's go.
Good style, nigga.
Good style would be the third one, and whoever wins that shit is the winner, bro. What?
Yo, that would be lit. That would be lit.
But yeah, I'm definitely thinking if Floyd loses this fight, I would be highly surprised, and I don't see that happening at all. You know what I mean? So
if Floyd loses this fight, it's rigged, just like the NBA. If Floyd loses this shit, it's rigged. But either way, no matter who wins or loses, I think they're both getting around $3 million. So no matter what happens, they're making money.
It's a win-win for them, I guess. And we're losing, and we're paying for that shit too to watch it. So just think about that for a second.
Shit, I ain't paying for it.
Yeah, I'm not paying for it either.
I'm about to go to a bar where shit is free, and I'm about to watch it.
But what was I gonna say? About those two. Damn it, I had a song in my head, bro. It just went out the door.
Back to you saying that McGregor might be a little bit like racist. Is that what you're implying?
Well, I'm not. No. I'm not saying he's racist, but I'm saying like he talks shit so much that he'll use anything, even racist ideologies, right?
True.
To shit. You know what I mean? So he just I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna say whatever it takes, even if it's like crazy, like a bigotry. I'm just gonna say it just to piss you off and get in your head. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hate Mayweather as a person. I really can't stand him. But as a fighter, you have to recognize greatness. You just do. He's good. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, he's one of our best top athletes. No matter how you feel about him, he's still gonna be good. So either way.
So what I was gonna say is, did you see that video of McGregor sparring like a while back? Sparring. Yeah, I said sparring. Sparring a while back. And it was terrible. Like,
yeah,
he was his shit like, you know what I mean? So if that's how he fights boxing wise, bro, I don't see this going like past, 3 rounds, you know what I mean? If that. So
yeah, he's just doing it. I feel like it's more of an honor for McGregor to fight Mayweather than it is for Mayweather to fight McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, Mayweather should have turned it down because he's way past that.
That's true. And then the only thing is Floyd hasn't fought in a year or so, maybe 2 years. So he might be a little bit rusty, just a little bit, since it's been 2 years since he fought a full 12 rounds. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I feel like Floyd just out here he just been fucking strippers and just drinking mad expensive liquor, and he not ready for the fight at all. But he's still gonna beat his ass. That's what's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
happen.
gonna be his ass. So yeah, if y'all want to bet, shit, let me know.
Yeah, real
I,
shit, real
I don't,
shit. If you're trying to bet for McGregor, let me know because I'll bet for Mayweather and then I'll take your money. It's gonna be lit. And then when Mayweather knocks him out, I'm gonna shout black excellence, baby.
black black privilege.
Black privilege.
Bro, I'm telling you, I feel like this is like a black privilege against white privilege, bro. Real shit.
Yeah,
So
you've ever heard of those old historic fights where it was like I think either Muhammad Ali or like all these different black boxers that had to fight white boxers just to kind of like prove themselves, and then it was like a big racial tension behind it because it was like black versus white, and then like when the black man would win, it would be like, damn, like we can't believe that we talked all this shit and we said that the black race was inferior, but then they're out here kicking our ass. So that was I'm sure that was really cringeworthy for them back in the 1900s.
are you always happy when a black person gets off a case or anything?
No, I always look at what they did. I mean, if you killed somebody, you deserve to be locked up. Like a lot of times when a lot of these rappers go to jail and they be like free so and so, it's like, nah, bro, you committed the crime, you deserve to be in jail. But if you're in prison for some shit you didn't do, or if you're in prison because you were racially profiled, then okay, I mean, then yeah, you deserve to be acquitted because you didn't do shit wrong. But if you did shit wrong, you deserve to pay for it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, but how many of us have been killed since slavery days, my nigga? You know what I mean? Let me stop. I, this is too ignorant.
Like, if you gonna tip the scales that way, then shit.
I mean, I'm always like, yeah, I'm against it too, but like, nigga, if we, like, how many lives was lost, during slavery times, though? You know what I
Like,
mean?
you can let this one go. It's just
Yeah,
one person.
let this
Like,
slide.
you know
Let
what I'm
this slide.
saying? You killed millions. It's
you killed million. You let one go.
you let one slide.
Shit. Let me stop
Shit.
though. Shit. All right. Next segment is fuck you mean, bruh.
Fuck you mean, bruh. Fuck you
Mean,
mean, bruh.
bruh.
All right. So for mine, it's the black cop that got shot because there was a crash by his house and he was off duty, so he stepped outside trying to see what was going on. Mistake number one, because black, bro, you black, you already know what's good. Like, if some shit's happening, it ain't none of your business. Don't worry about it. You're already at home. Just chill, bro. But nah, he was being a good citizen, and he or being a good cop. Anyways, he heard what happened. He went to go see what's going on, and then the cops ordered him to the ground immediately. And I guess he had his gun drawn out or something. Either way, he gets ordered to go to the ground, and the two cops recognize him. They're like, oh, okay, bro, you can get up. So he gets up, and then another cop pulls up and shoots the fuck out of him.
Is it a white cop?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Makes sense.
And I'm saying the reason why this goes under fuck you mean is fuck you mean that blue lives matter, but do blue black lives matter?
Ooh, damn. That's a good question, yo.
That's a good question. Yeah, blue lives matter, but is it white blue lives that matter? You know what I'm saying? So
Not black.
What?
It's not black blue lives that matter. That's for sure.
Nah. Black blue lives apparently don't matter, and it sounds like we might have to do a whole separate other movement. Black blue lives matter.
Black blue lives matter, bro.
Yo,
shit.
I just want this man to come out on the radio. I want him to go on Oprah if possible. I know she won't be doing interviews, but she needs to come through and do this shit one time. I want him to speak about his experience, how that feels that he was trying to be a good citizen and then he got discriminated against. How does that feel? Him being an officer and also him being black, how did he feel in that moment? How did he feel when the Black Lives Matter marches were happening? And if he didn't say shit about what was going on, how did he feel now that he was personally shot? And in that moment, like, what was that feeling like? So that's what I want to know, and that's why my fuck you mean goes to the police department or the cop that actually shot this off-duty black cop.
All right. My fuck you mean, bruh, is this black conservative video on Worldstar.
Oh God.
Where this guy is giving his opinion on Philando Castile and that the police shooting that happened was justified because he was a thug. He looked a certain way. He wasn't being, proper citizen. Um, and that all he said all of the shootings that happened in the past were all justified, and that black people, if you want to make it home safe, you have to act a certain way. You know what I mean? And that it's your fault that we're getting shot. And so this video I watched it 2 times to break it down, and the first thing he said was that the cops and citizens have the same agenda to make it home safely, right? And so if that's true, then like, why are cops shooting people out here? You know what I mean? Like, if we're trying to be home and get home safely, like, if that's true as a cop, like, why are you out here gun blazing every fucking stop? You know what I mean? So that's my first thing. Second thing, he said that black people are trying to race bait when they get pulled over. Like, black people are playing the race card. You know what I mean? And I'm like, which black guy gets pulled over and says, well, it's just 'cause, you know what I mean, pulls the race card.
Right.
No, like, that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like,
sure as hell didn't. He just pulled out his ID.
He didn't say, oh, is it because I'm black? You know what I mean? Like, that didn't happen. So,
right.
Next thing he said was Philandro had a big problem with authority. Okay, and what? Like, so if...
But how you know that? Or, like, were you Philandro's friend? Did you know him in real life? How can you just say there and say he had a big problem with authority? That makes no sense.
Right, but it still doesn't give the cop the right to shoot the guy. You know what I mean?
Exactly, right.
Because all kinds of people have problem with authority, but it doesn't give you a right to kill him or shoot him. You know what I mean? Like, you shoot him all the same. So anyway, fourth thing he said was that he was breaking the law. He was driving without a tail light. People, that happens all the time.
You don't know that you're breaking the law.
Yeah, so you're supposed to, like, as a cop, be like, hey man, your thing is broken. Can you get it fixed? That's not a thing for you to, like,
die.
A reason to die. Oh, my tail light was broken, so I'm dying today. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous.
That's an exaggeration. Like, oh, you're breaking the law, so you deserve to die. You made an illegal U-turn. You getting shot today, my nigga. Like, that makes no sense.
But what about the people who break the law that are white? How come they don't get shot? You know what I mean? Because like, it's so anyway. I can go on and on. You know what I mean? So fuck you, mean, bro. This nigga said that his girl was probably in the car egging him on. Like, how do you know that?
How do you know? But you watched the video. Like, you've seen the video. There's a video out there. You didn't hear the girl egging him on. You only heard, even after her boyfriend got shot 4 times, she was calling him sir. And they handcuffed the girl while their daughter was crying. They handcuffed the Philando Castillo's girlfriend, put her in the back seat of the cop car. Even while the daughter's crying, she was still calling the police officer sir.
Let me see. He said, okay, so he had a quote on there that he said several times, which goes, the character in which a man portrays is that by which he will be judged. And I'm like, okay, so what about all the people, right, that carry themselves the way they want to be, judged, but they still get freaking looked down upon because they're black. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that happens every day. That happens to me every day. It's like, yo, you can portray yourself, you can have a nice suit on, walk a certain way, and, be a man of honor. But because of your skin color, that's always going to happen to you because you're black. That's just a fact.
Like, that happened to Oprah.
That happened to Oprah.
Who can it happen to?
Yo, so I'm like, where's this guy? I don't know where he got all this shit from.
And then he was saying that that Philando, first of all, he was pronouncing the man's name wrong. He just kept saying Philando Castro. I just think if you're about to make a dumbass video, you need to at least get his name right. So he was saying Philando had a problem with authority. How do you know that? Like, that makes no sense to me. No, but he was saying also he had a problem with authority because black men don't have father figures, so they don't respect authority. Like, what? Where the fuck are you getting all this shit from?
Bro, I don't have a father and I have no problems with authority.
Right.
So this whole notion is what? Like, I've never been in jail. So it's like him saying that black people who doesn't have fathers all have a primary authority is like what? How do you prove that? That's not a true statement.
And if you look at it, a lot of black men, we could make the statement that a lot of black men, a huge amount of black men play sports. So at some point, a lot of black men would have had coaches or would have had like some kind of father figure when they're playing sports that would give them the discipline they need. Or you don't know if he was in ROTC. This is somebody that works with kids. Like, you really are going out of your way to speak on the grave of somebody that dies. So I hope Philando haunts his ass tonight. I hope Philando fucks his shit up. Just possesses the fuck out of him tonight. That's what I hope.
Yeah, I think what he's not understanding is that it doesn't matter how you carry yourself. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but one thing you cannot do is change your skin color, and people are always going to see you how they see you based on your skin color, and that's the fact. If you have on a suit, if you're sagging, if you're wearing shorts, it don't matter, dog. That's just
So
that's
he
just
wants me
life.
to wear a 3-piece suit so I don't get shot. That's what I got to do in America. And we live in Florida, so I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
So I'm hoping, when this, because it probably will happen. When this happens, that he gets treated a certain way because of,
Ooh.
because of his skin color. I hope he has the balls to make a video and explain that shit, because that's probably gonna happen to him,
Nah,
because
he's
that
gonna be like,
happens.
yes, massa. Yes, massa.
Yes, but no, it's really sad that he really has this uh train of thought and thinking behind it. But anyways, the last thing he said that was crazy was that God bless the White House and the efforts in reaching the communities that are undeserving. I'm like, what is the White House doing for Chicago, fucking Lil Haiti, nigga? Like, what are you talking about?
God.
This
And
nigga's
undeserving, underserved, or undeserving?
underserved, I think he
Oh,
said. So
underserved. I thought he said undeserving because I would have been
nah,
like, so we don't deserve the White House as
nah,
well.
nah, he said underserved. But like, yo, where is he getting this information? What is the White House doing
What
for
has the White
for the
House
hood?
done for anybody?
None, nothing. I don't know,
Last
nothing.
I
Like,
heard, Donald Trump wanted to militarize Chicago, which, if anybody knows, you know that the more police, or if you put military into a city, a lot of wars actually start that way. When you put militaries into a city, you're asking for more trouble. So Donald Trump, way to fix Chicago was to put military in there. Like, now look at the fucked up policies that have been fucking up Chicago. Not look at the wealth inequality. Not look at the housing system. Not look at the police laws. No, just put military in Chicago, and that's Donald Trump's plan. So, and if he thinks the White House is like a genius for that, or is actually doing something, then he's far dumber than I thought when I first watched the video.
at the end of the day, look, I'm trying to get home like everybody else, like he said, but I would hope and wish that I would get treated as a regular human being and not as a thug or a nigga because I'm black. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I would hope that if even if I'm a criminal, that I would get the same treatment as a white criminal. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So that's my take, man. If that can happen, then I can talk to this dude. But for that hasn't happened yet. It probably will never happen. So it's harder for me to make it home because I'm black. So I digress, man. This guy is a coon, and he can go kill himself right now for all I care. So fuck you, mean, bro.
Fuck you mean, bruh. So next up, we have quotes. My quote this week, I was supposed to have a non-ignorant quote, and mine is, everyone is going to hurt you. You have to find the ones worth suffering for. And so a lot of times I see that it says it's by Bob Marley, but then I Googled it and it said that Bob Marley never said that. So
Damn, bro, that hurts. Shit.
just saying, in case you ever see that quote and it says Bob Marley, you can be like, nah, I heard it on a podcast. You're completely wrong. So I don't know who said it, but shout out to who said it. And it's very true. Everyone's going to be a dick to you. Just got to find the ones that are worth the pain. So that's my quote.
All right, bet. My quote is ignorant today, episode 6, and it is she watch me. What that mean is, you ever have people say, "Oh, you ain't gonna make it," or "You too dumb to be an engineer," or you're not gonna make it in the NBA," or there's always someone trying to put you down. And when
Right,
that
haters.
happens, you just gotta be like, "She, nigga, just watch me," and that's it.
Watch
Just
me. That's all you got to say.
And then once you say that, make it happen. You know what I mean? Because all you gotta do is just enough talking, just action. Just let them know, just watch me, and then once you succeed, they'll see you and they'll be watching. You know what I mean? So that's my quote for today, man. Very inspiring, and just do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
you. This episode of Ignorant Banter has been sponsored by Toyota, where all Haitians and Asians drive Toyotas. So,
Most reliable car
most
ever.
reliable car ever. This car would not down you. It can go for like, I don't know, 350,000 miles and still keep running. So
You
go out
pass
there and
it
buy
from
one. You know what I mean?
generation to generation. Like you can still drive your grandma's Toyota and pass it down to your grandkids.
So yeah. So go out there and get one. You know what I mean? Whatever you do, don't buy a brand new one. Just get you a used Toyota, man. Mad cheap.
Those
So
are the best, and you can cram like 7 people in there.
Facts.
Just don't get pulled over.
Don't get pulled over and be black. All right.
Yep. I bet. So we're at the end of our episode. Thank you for tuning in. Hit us up: Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Black Planet, whatever else there is. Hit us up: ignorantbanter@gmail.com if you have any questions, any topics you want us to hit, any feedback that you have about the show. Thank you for following us if you're listening to this, and I hope you have a blessed week coming up. So we're at the end of our episode, and it was our pleasure. It's Slickback Jones the Don, a.k.a. Black Caesar, a.k.a. Caesar Alamo, and I'm out.
Yo, what's up? So it's Crazy P, and I'm out. This is episode 6, and I just want to say we have our first guest coming up next on episode 7. So stay tuned, and it'll be a good one. So yeah.